All right, so in today's video, it's not the usual mirror board style. I'm actually out in nature. I'm out by a creek right here, and I'm basically just going to be breaking down my story, how things have been, and kind of less of a technical, strategical side of things, and more of just a personal side of things. And so for me, I'll just start from the beginning. I got into the space or like the business world probably 2, 3 years ago, something like that. And yeah, it was kind of just because of social media. I was seeing videos on TikTok, seeing videos on Instagram of people making money, and I was like, you know what, I want to do the same. So started that, did drop shipping. You can actually find my first ever drop shipping store on TikTok. I think it's called Desk Vax, Deskvaxc, and it was a complete fail. Made $0, but it kind of got me started. And then I started doing crypto, I started doing forex, and I never made money with any of those things. And I got so sick of it. I went 9 months without making a single dollar online. I got so sick of it that I actually just stopped. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to restart. I'm going to start from scratch. And I decided I would learn a skill. Now, the skill I learned was video editing because it was simple, wasn't hard. And I started getting paid like $3 an hour after 3 months of learning editing. Because for me, I always, want to do things well and I want to do things best. And I didn't want to get paid for something that wasn't good. And so when it came to that editing, I like literally became a world-class editor before I even started getting paid. And when I got paid, I was getting paid about $3 an hour. So it was absolutely crazy, all right? I was barely earning anything. I was working 10 hours a day, but it got me to probably around 1K a month. That's when my business partner hard closed me on mentorship. Now, through his mentorship, I basically surpassed him. I hit 10K a month. He was still doing like 2, 3. And then we basically partnered up. But kind of going back a little bit, throughout this whole period of time, I was also hustling. I was cleaning toilets for $30 an hour. So I was cleaning toilets and earning $30 an hour. But that was really good because during the process of cleaning toilets, I was allowed to, have my headphones in. So I was listening to business books, podcasts, all these different things and just learning. And that was really good because I just kind of got up to speed whilst making money, which was excellent. Now, since partnering up with my business partner when we were 15, we actually both went to Bali, met up in Bali, started the business partnership then. And yeah, since then we've made a lot of money together. We're at about 80K a month right now. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, kind of going even deeper into my story. 2 years ago when I started, I literally blocked everyone. So I haven't actually, I'll be honest, I haven't even like hung out with people, friends in like 2, 3 years. I've just been completely dialed on business, which was good up until about 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I got like properly burnt out. So, I could not work. Like I literally just couldn't work. It was such high friction, such difficulty. And I had this constant brain fog, this constant headache, which was making work super difficult. And so I pulled the plug. I decided, you know what, I'm going to go on a holiday. So as you can see right here, and I can kind of show you around as I walk back soon. It's sick. I'm on 100 acres right now of like basically my property that we kind of rented. And it's really cool. Like there's just nature, there's creeks, there's, even some rivers, lots of cool valleys and things that I'm just on and I can walk around, film videos in. And this is kind of where we're at right now, where it's like I was so burnt out, I couldn't work. And my mentor, Frederick, he's a Jeep, suggested, bro, just pull the plug, go for a week without working, and you'll be better and you'll be more motivated. You'll be more kind of inspired to get after it. Now, the thing with his advice was like, I literally can't detach myself. So I was not able to not work. This is only day 2 of the trip, obviously, but last night I was working till 12 or 1 or whatever it was, AM, and I just couldn't not work. It's unbelievably hard to detach yourself from business, which is probably a good thing, to be honest, because it helps you definitely get to your goal, and it's kind of an addiction almost. So what I've been doing is I've been working in the nights and kind of chilling out in the days, which is good because I do think like I've been a believer for the longest time that like burnout isn't real, right? It's not real, but eventually it kind of gets you. And so with me, it's like I literally sleep 12 hours a night right now, and when I wake up, I'm still like tired, headache, and that's with like a good diet and everything. So that was kind of difficult, but we now I'm kind of starting to feel better, head starting to feel clearer. The fresh air out here has definitely been very helpful. So that's kind of where right now it's definitely really hard to, detach myself from things, but I don't think that's a bad thing either. So I've just been working. I think the plan, kind of talking about the goal, talking about future, is to just stay in Sydney, stay in Australia, just keep working for another year and a bit. And then when I'm 18, I can probably like start actually spending some money. But until then, like I'm a high school dropout. I should just, oh, I didn't even tell you guys this. I dropped out of school. So dropped out in February after my first 50K month. I haven't even said it online yet just because I don't know. There's probably only going to be like 50 views on this because I'm not really going to market or sell this video. But, I dropped out in February after my first 50K month. That was a hard decision to make. That was a really hard decision to make because, especially in Australia, where I come from, like school is very valued and this business, this online stuff, it's not really spoken about or kind of like viewed as a legitimate way to make a living, which is kind of funny now because I make what, like 8, 9 teachers incomes a month from my business. Like it doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, I was speaking to this guy, Dylan, if you're watching this, shout out, bro. The other day, he's also from Australia, and he was saying the same thing. It's like the hardest thing in Australia, and this is kind of linking to before where I was talking about the burnout, is like staying super dialed, motivated, focused, because the country hasn't caught on to this online like info space. And so a lot of people don't view it as legitimate, and there's not a lot of people doing it. So it's kind of hard to really like stay motivated when other people in, let's say, America, like it's all around you, or Dubai, it's completely around you. Here, no one's doing it, which is good because obviously it's kind of pretty peaceful, but it's also bad because it's kind of hard to really stay motivated. This is a struggle I'm having at the moment where it's like I'm making 80K a month, but like I can't even do anything with my money right now other than invest it and like go on occasional trips. Like there's not much to do with my money. So it's like, why should I push to get to the 500K month, the million month, when there's nothing to even spend it on? It's kind of like, yeah, obviously I'm going to push there, but it's like the goal is kind of like disconnected. And so I can't really like fully be on that train track, fully motivated in that regard, which is kind of annoying. But I also think as I age, when I become like 18, obviously, it's going to be easier as well because there'll be more things to spend my money on. So yeah, with this said, let's start walking back. I want to show you guys around. I think this is going to be a vlog. This is going to be evening in the life video. All right, so I'm gonna kind of walk back. I don't know if you guys can see me because obviously I got this in my hand, so it's kind of hard to hold on to my phone as well. But I was all the way up there before at the top of this ridge, and now down at this kind of dam pond thing, and gonna traverse my way through this. And then this is another cool part where it's like this really cool open area. Okay, so before I was kind of on the point of environment, which is a really important thing. Obviously, like everyone says, you're the sum of the people you spend the most time with, and it is true because as soon as I got a business partner, that's only one person, but I made way more money because we were both kind of dialed and motivated and pushing each other to get to the next level. And so in my opinion, when I like actually meet up with more people, spend time with more entrepreneurs, it's going to be the same way, obviously, because they're probably going to be doing bigger numbers. You get motivated to do the bigger numbers. You can see what people do with the money. And so it just becomes this better flywheel. So environment's going to be really important because right now I'm literally like, in the middle of nowhere. And that's kind of where I normally live anyway. There's no entrepreneurs around. So yeah, spending time with more entrepreneurs and just being in a better environment. And also that goes with mentorship as well, like being with, better circles of people digitally will push you more. And then we kind of come to goals. Like when it comes to goals, I don't even know where I could get to. I think I could get to some pretty big levels before I turn 18. Like I could probably, get to what, 250, 500K, maybe $1 million a month, just depends on how I play my cards. It's going to be an important thing. I do not know how these vloggers do it. Like there's kind of nothing to talk about, but this is pretty sick, to be honest. This is where it gets really interesting. It's literally like an overgrown path. And you can see how just thick this like bush is, the forest. Now going to a more businessy topic, I'm going to be talking about something I've been feeling recently, which is like, and I talk about this a decent amount now. It's like a complete detachment from money. Like I don't really view, what normal people would view as a lot of money. as a lot of money. And obviously you can do that from the beginning, but I'm talking about like from a spending perspective, like I don't really care anymore, which is a cool feeling to have, because, you know, people talk about how when you close your first few clients, you stop getting excited, you stop feeling it when you make money. But what happens when you make a little bit more money is that you start to not care, and that's going to keep going on. That's going to keep increasing over time. Anyway, though, I really don't know what to talk about. This is my first time running a vlog and it's getting pretty dry. So I think I'm going to end